presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Yesterday at the Big A, Jared Weaver pitched 6 solid innings, and Mike Trout picked up his first 2 RBIs of the season in a 3-1 win over the Texas Rangers. Tonight in Oakland, the Halos start a 10-game road trip as Nick Tropiano makes his season debut against Sonny Gray. Angels and A's next.
Always good to finish off a homestand with a victory before starting a long road trip. Tonight we kick off the first matchup of the season between these two ball clubs. Your Angels against a division rival, Oakland A's, here at the Coliseum. As we welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and we just teased it for you. Nick Tropiano making his first start of 2016, facing an old nemesis, Sonny Gray, although the Angels, the last couple of starts against Sonny Gray, fared pretty well.
Yeah, Victor, they need to be able to get some good at-bats, but Tropiano threw the ball very well against Oakland last season. We take a look at his video. The reason why he was able to get as many strikeouts, he was consistently getting ahead of the count. And when you do that, you can throw your all-speed pitch. He's got a good curveball and slider, changeup, split-finger fastball, worked very well, but it was all predicated around the fact that he got ahead of the count. 11 punch-outs against Oakland in the game last year into 6 2/3 innings pitched, which is a career high for him, 2-0 overall last year against Oakland. Sonny Gray, you mentioned those last 2 starts against Angels, 11 innings, 11 earned runs. Prior to that, 5-1 with an ERA just over 2. So they finally figured him out. You have to be aggressive, I think. Swinging that first pitch fastball, use the middle of the field, but be aggressive and bring those pitches up in the strike zone.
The Angels made one move. A.J. Octor was sent down. Greg Mahle, the left-hander who surprised in spring training, is up with the big club. We're just about ready for baseball here in the Bay Area. Sit back, relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return.
Game one of the three-game series against the Oakland Athletics here at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. It's no longer known as the O.Co. Just back to its normal name. When you played here, Gooby.
Yes.
You're still a big fan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're moved by it. You're speechless right now.
Oh,
so much so, we'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup.
As well you should.
Yunel Escobar leading things off for the Halos. He'll play third base. Daniel Nava gets a start in left field. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols makes his first regular season start at first base. He's the cleanup hitter. Cole Calhoun at right. C.J. Cron at DH. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. Carlos Perez behind the plate. It's Cliff Pennington batting ninth and playing second base. They take on the 26-year-old right-hander native of Nashville, Tennessee, with unbelievable stirrup socks on. His name is Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray's fastball is 90-95. Slider, cut fastball, curveball, solid changeup. Won his debut against the White Sox. Went 7 innings, just 1 earned run allowed. But my go-to is to be successful against Sonny Gray. Get that fastball early in the count and be aggressive up in the zone. Do not chase pitches at the knees. He's got great movement, especially with his all-speed pitches that start at the knees and in the dirt.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Oakland Athletics behind Sonny Gray, making his second start of the regular season. Davis in left, Crisp in center, Reddick in right field. The infield with Valencia, Semien, Lowry, and Alonso with Stephen Vogt behind the plate.
And Davis getting the start out in left field. First year with the Oakland Athletics. Last season with Milwaukee had 5 errors in that outfield position, which is time for the most of any left fielder. He doesn't necessarily have a great throwing arm, so you might want to challenge both Davis and Coco Crisp, especially if an opportunity arises to score a run or take an extra base.
Well, this ballpark gets a lot of grief, obviously because of the age and the monstrosity in center field, but as far as the playing surface is concerned, it's about as good it's going to look all season long. It is in fantastic shape until about July or thereabouts, and all of a sudden it starts to get torn up.
Yeah, with football. Yeah, the players I was asking about, not only for early work today, but during regular batting practice, they were raving about the surface today.
It's the battle of the alternate jerseys tonight here at the Coliseum, and Yunel Escobar ready to get things started. 273, that's 6 for 22 to start the year. Swings first pitch, fouls it. A home run, a couple of RBIs, and a double for Escobar so far. Yesterday's game ended up going 2 for 3. He was on board 3 times. As a matter of fact, he's had 3 games already this year in which he has reached safely 3 times. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little cool evening. Supposed to be cooler as the night progresses. 63 degrees at first pitch. Light little breeze blowing.
When you notice when you're watching home, Sonny Gray in that modified stretch position with no one on base at this point, we're seeing a lot of pitchers doing that right now.
Escobar takes down low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And the reason why you do that, you feel you have better command of the strike zone, not a lot of wasted movement. But I always felt, though, that you want to get momentum going towards home plate, where you're not necessarily have to bring your hands over your head, but you want to have that lower part of your body driving towards the plate.
Ground ball to the right side. That's Jed Lowry, former Astro. Retires Escobar for out number 1.
My Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful against Sonny Gray and the A's. A little hit vogue, a little local band from Oakland. Give it up and turn it loose. In other words, bring up those pitches above the knees against Sonny Gray. When he has that fastball going at the knees with that movement he has and his breaking pitches, very difficult to elevate. He gets a lot of ground ball outs.
Daniel Nava comes up. Switch hitting, batting for the left side against Gray. Now a 2 for 6 so far. Takes low. Gray in his first start. They're going 7 innings, picked up the win, allowed 3 hits, struck out 5, walked 4. Oakland's coming off a series sweep in Seattle. Currently 4-3 on the year. The Angels with the win yesterday. Now 2-4 as that one gets by vote. It's 2 balls and no strikes. First road game of the year for the Angels.
A lot of room on both lines in the outfield for Daniel Nava. Outfielders kind of bunched up.
2-0 pitch on the corner. Taylor struggled down to the road last year. 36-45 record, although they played well within the division. 3-city trip: Oakland, Minneapolis, and Chicago. Off day on Thursday. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See with that fastball, everything right around that knee level for Sonny Gray. He gets hurt when he elevates his fastball. Kind of like Garrett Richards, even though they could throw hard. The fastball flattens out when it's elevated in the strike zone. Third in the Cy Young Award voting last year behind Dallas Keuchel and David Price.
14-7 with a 2.73 ERA. Pulled foul. Count remains at 2-2. This is his 12th game, 11th start of his career against the Angels. 5-2 in his lifetime. Brief lifetime in the big leagues. Scheduled to be the opening day starter, but had a virus that prevented him from making that start, so he got pushed back. And it resulted in him pitching tonight as opposed to yesterday against Felix Hernandez in Seattle. Nava fouls it back. We saw this the other night when he got the start and left.
Not unusual to see that from Nava. A lot of pitches thrown, a lot of foul balls, working counts. Melvin looking on. Always feels good to talk to him a little bit earlier today when he has an opportunity to have his ace on the mound here tonight, Sonny Gray.
Check swing, and he went around. 2 outs, breaking ball down and in, and Nava unable to hold up.
It's a nasty curveball he has. Down and in, unable to make that check swing, clearly crossing the plate. First strikeout of the game for Sonny Gray.
They love Mike Trout here in the Bay Area.
Yes.
4 for 20 to start the year. Has a double with a couple of runs batted in. Trout 5 for 28 in his career against Sonny Gray. He fouls this one back. There's 2 home runs.
Pretty good swing at that fastball there. And the baseball will carry pretty well down the lines here. As the night progresses, very difficult to hit out in the power alleys. Doesn't carry real well.
Just okay numbers for Trout in his career here in this ballpark. Probably more had to do with the pitching staff than ballpark metrics. 267 hitter at the Coliseum. But 10 home runs here.
He had to stretch, what, about 5 games in a row here in Oakland when he hit a home run. Pretty good numbers his last 25 games here.
Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Larry Vandover, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes tonight. Alfonso Marquez at first, Chris Guccione at second, and David Rackley at third base. Ground down and a strikeout for Gray to start the ball game. Trout with a 2-ball 2-strike count. Pujols on deck, bouncing way out in front of the plate.
Muscling up on a curveball, well out in front of the plate.
First round pick by Oakland, 2011, the 18th overall selection out of Vanderbilt.
Some pretty good pitchers out of Vanderbilt.
3-2, and he walked him. 2-out free pass puts a man on for the Angels here in the second. And Albert coming up.
This game out for Sonny Gray, 4 walks in 7 innings. 1 already in this game in the first. Not easy to steal again, so very quick to the plate. On his slide step, 108 to 1-1. That's seconds to the plate. He averaged about 1-4 on his regular higher leg kick, about 1-4. You just have to pick the right spot if you're going to try to steal against him.
center field. Coco was playing deep, is there. And the Angels are done here in the first. One to the bottom of the first inning. Nick Tropiano making his 2016 debut when we return. Bob Melvin starting lineup for the Oakland Athletics. Game number 8 for them as Coco Crisp will lead things off. He's in center. Chris Coughlin, the DH. Josh Reddick and right. Danny Valencia, the cleanup hitter at third base. Stephen Vogt behind the plate. Jed Lowry picked up in an offseason deal with the Astros. Will get the start in second. Chris Davis picked up from the Brewers. He's in left. You got Yonder Alonso at first base, and then Marcus Semien batting ninth and playing shortstop. Taking on Nick Tropiano. At times can be very, very effective. He has had good numbers and really just overall when he's facing the Oakland Athletics. The off-speed pitch seems to be something that he can fall back on.
Yeah, he's got a good fastball. When he gets ahead of the count, he can finish off hitters with that all-speed pitches. But my keys for Tropiano to be successful against Oakland is get ahead of the counts, always ahead of the counts. That's what happened last year when he had those 11 strikeouts and ground ball action. When he's down in the strike zone getting ground ball to ground ball, that's when he's effective. Get ahead of the count, finish off occasionally with that split finger fastball and curveball.
Tropiano last year pitched in 8 games, made 7 starts for the Angels, 3-2 with a 3.82 ERA. 2 starts against Oakland, 12 and 2/3 innings, 16 strikeouts, 2 walks, 8 hits allowed. Coco Crisp takes strike 1. Veteran switch hitter, now 36 years of age. The game-winning home run yesterday for Oakland. He's 4 for 18 to start the year with a double, the home run, and 1 RBI. Good off-speed pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. First career start for Tropiano in this ballpark. Downstairs, blocked by Perez. It is 1-2. Oakland started the season winning 1 of 4 before going to Seattle and sweeping that 3-game set.
Over the years watching Coco Crisp, Jared Weaver's had a lot of success against him with that big slow curveball. Tropiano tried to throw that big slow curveball to get him to swing and miss.
Good off-speed pitch, down goes Crisp, and there's the first out.
Perfect decision there with a changeup.
Defensively for the Angels, Daniel Novel in left field, Mike Trout in center, Cole Calhoun in right, the infield with Yunel Escobar, Andrelton Simmons, Cliff Pennington, and Albert Pujols from third to first, and the aforementioned Carlos Perez behind the plate.
It's good to see Albert back at first base, the 2-time Gold Glove winner in the past, back in 06 and 2010 with the Cardinals. First start of the year, regular season-wise, for Albert Pujols for the Angels.
Chris Coughlin, the DH. spent the last couple of seasons with the Chicago Cubs. Takes a strike. He's 4 for 20 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Now 30 years of age. One-time National League Rookie of the Year. The Florida Marlins, 2009. Fouls this one off. A fantastic rookie campaign. Hit .321 with 9 home runs, 47 RBIs, and 31 doubles that year for the Fish. So we've got the 08 National League Rookie of the Year with Giovanni Soto in the Angels dugout. Here's the 09. Check swing foul. Coughlin, a first-round pick by the Marlins at the University of Mississippi.
He's got good power. Lately he's developed that as his career has progressed. More pull type power though. Trying to stay away, staying all speed against him. It's a pretty good split finger fastball.
Yeah. Angels shift with Coughlin at the plate. Pennington out in shallow right field. There's the 1-2. Down goes Coughlin. 2 outs.
That was a nasty split finger fastball. Between a changeup and splitter for Tropiano, when he's ahead of the count, it'd be a devastating pitch. Once that baseball drops. Great location for Tropiano.
And you know what, as we talk about that splitter and relate it to Matt Shoemaker's start, his first start, that's the splitter that Matt Shoemaker had 2 seasons ago. That sharp break at the very, not the tumbling effect that
80-mile-an-hour split finger fastball. The other day for Shoemaker, he was throwing his splitter around 85. So again, there's guys that will throw their split finger fastball / forkball a little bit harder than others, but to get that better down when actually get the hitter out in front and not squaring it up, take a little bit more off. Watching Shoemaker's bullpen session today, he was really working hard as far as staying down in the zone and utilizing that splitter to be able to start at the knees and drop out of the strike zone.
1-1 on Reddick, the right fielder. Slices this one foul.
And because you can throw your changeup, and he's established that already, Tropiano, in this game, you're having late swings on fastballs. And the key for Nick is always getting ahead of the count, like most pitchers, but for Nick, it allows him to utilize that all-speed stuff.
This one lined to the alley in left center field. Nobody's going to get this one. It'll go to the wall. Reddick staying with the pitch and driving it the opposite way for a 2-out double.
Yeah, the difference in that all-speed pitch, it was elevated. And credit Reddick for staying back on it well. So they just kind of lateral movement instead of downward action on the movement on that pitch allowed him to stay upstairs and use the barrel of bat. Reddick did. He went the other way with that swing.
Danny Valencia, the third baseman. 238 to start the year with a double and a couple of runs batted in. He's 5 for 21. Started the season with the Blue Jays last year. Finished the season with the Oakland A's. And overall, finished with a very good year. With Oakland, he played in 47 games. Drove in 37, had 11 home runs, and hit .284. That one missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pennington and Simmons talking. Cliff is playing pretty much up the middle. Pujols off the line at first. The outfield straight around against Valencia. Good power. Pulled over to the left side. Escobar has it. He'll go across the diamond. And the A's are done here at the bottom of the first. We'll go to the second with no score. inning. No scores. The Angels have Calhoun, Cron, and Simmons coming up. Hey, host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite at Angel Stadium. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Visit angels.com/suites for more information. As always, when we come to the Bay Area, a lot of Angel fans along that first base line. Love watching batting practice. The autographs. All the Mark Gubicza signs.
Oh, yeah. Tons of them.
Feel like a politician. Shaking hands, kissing babies.
Oh, yeah.
Cole rips one to right for a leadoff single.
And most guys, you might think about trying to take that extra base, but Reddick, with that arm strength, the way he was able to cut that baseball off, no chance to take that extra base for Cole, but what a swing he had.
In the second position, the designated hitter, number 24, C.J. Cron.
You might see Mike Scioscia put on a hit and run at some point here, especially with the shift being on and a lot more room on the right side of the infield. And C.J. Cron's pretty good on that as Mike Scioscia tries to get his swing back. 2 for 22 so far this year.
One of those hits, a double for Cron. DHing tonight. 0 for 4 yesterday. 3 groundouts and 1 fly ball to deep center. CJ yesterday seemed to be jumping first pitch. Trying to change it up.
Two career pickoffs for Sonny Gray. These steals were successful 7 of 9 attempts last year. It's not a lot of attempts against a guy, a right-handed pitcher, especially with over 200 innings pitched.
Calhoun takes off, swing and a miss, to throw down to second, and Cole easily gunned down. So unable to get the hit and run down. That's the Angels' first stolen base attempt of the season.
And a decent jump as you see Cole looking in, hoping for contact being made. C.J. Cron unable to be able to do so. And Vogt, one hop throw. And the tag applied.
Downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike on CJ. Lifted out towards shallow right. Long run in for Reddick. He'll call everybody off. 2 down. Two out spaces clear for Andrelton Simmons, the Angels shortstop. 238 hitter so far this year, 5 for 21 with a couple of doubles. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off. This one will find its place in the seats here on the third base side. And a 0-1 count.
And you're going to see a lot of first pitch swinging, especially against Sonny Gray. There's a lot of first pitch fastballs. You want to stay away from those scenarios where you have to deal with his secondary pitches, because he has a very good curveball, slider, cut fastball along with his good changeup. All with good movement, all starting at the knees and always ending up close to the dirt.
Bounce over to first. Alonso will take it himself. And the Angels are done here in the second. We'll head to the bottom of the inning with no score. Vogt, Lowry, and Davis for Oakland here in the second against Nick Tropiano on a cool night. Fogs rolling in.
Yeah, beautiful sunset though. It was warm during batting practice, but it has cooled down quite a bit.
San Francisco's in there somewhere.
Yes.
Tropiano with a couple of strikeouts and a 2-out double, but nothing more as he got Valencia to ground down in the first inning.
Pretty good pitch.
Sorry, Gooby. 238 to start the year. A couple of doubles and an RBI. I believe in Stephen Vogt, still alive here at the Coliseum in right field. That one missed low. 3 balls and no strikes. Vogt last year. 261 hitter with 18 home runs, 71 runs batted in.
And what they do have some passionate fans up here when they come to this ballpark. Really love when they bring in that bullpen. It gets crazy down there in that right field corner.
This one ripped down toward right center field. It's a base hit. Cole trying to cut it off. Does so. Vogt will stop at first. It's a leadoff single.
That's a real good play by Cole Calhoun to cut that one off, to keep the double play in order. You feel so much better when you're on the mound. There's a man on first as compared to a man on second. With the shift on right here, a line drive over. Simmons his head into the gap, but nice play by Cole to be able to cut that one off quickly and get it in. Reason why he won a Gold Glove last year, Cole Calhoun.
Jet Lauer, the second baseman, 6 for 27 to start, 222 average with a double and 7 runs batted in. 31 years of age, picked up in the offseason deal with Houston. Second year of a 3-year deal. 222 last year with 9 home runs in 69 games for the Astros as he fouls this one off. Slice foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hayes picking up Lowry to deal to essentially play second base for him, a position he hadn't played since his college days at Stanford. It's gone all right for him. He's committed 3 errors. Remember, a season ago, Oakland struggled mightily defensively with Simeon being the guy that committed a bulk of errors. But, already 3 errors for Lowry, 7 on the season for Oakland. This one's flipped out towards center. Playable for Trout. 1 down.
Jammed on there, got a good fastball inside on Lowry. And that was a big issue for him. Their offensive lapses so far this year. A little bit more of a struggle again, but better, especially with Simeon, who's going to, I think, is going to turn into a really good player for Oakland.
Chris Davis, the new left fielder. A lot of power in his bat. And a lot of strikeouts as well. big rip comes up empty.
Well, you see how he pulls off the baseball on breaking pitch has been very, very quick on fastballs on the inner half. Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake on the inner half of the plate against Chris Davis. It can go a long, long way.
Product of Cal State Fullerton, 28 years of age. Brewers 7th round pick in 09. Oh, 2. Breaking ball, slow roller up the third base shot. Escobar will barehand and has no play. It's an infield base hit. Seemed to make the right pitch and location. Davis, he's smiling because he knows he got away with one.
The old swinging bunt. And the location was there. The speed of the pitch was perfect. Just put it in play. As a third baseman, there's nothing you could do. You don't not anticipate anything a slow roller like that, especially against Davis, spitting with 2 strikes on him.
2 on and 1 out. Here's Yonder Alonso. Big swing and a miss by Alonso. Picked up in a trade back in December from the Padres, along with Mark Sipchinski. 3 for 22 so far to start. 29-year-old, born in Cuba, grew up in South Florida, went to Coral Gables High School at the University of Miami. That's a strike, 0-2.
So far, the sequence of changeup and fastball from Tropiano against Alonso. That's something you want to go a little bit off the plate now and see if he'll chase it. Nice job of blocking that breaking ball from Carlos Perez behind the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes. Alonso last year with the Padres, 103 games at 282. 5 home runs and 31 runs batted in. More of a gap-to-gap type hitter. And he went around on the breaking ball, 2 outs. 3rd strikeout for Nick Tropiano.
When he's gotten ahead of counts in this game, he's been able to finish off hitters with good breaking balls. Clearly swung at that one. Nice job again by Carlos Perez, keeping that in front of him.
Two outs, 2 on. Marcus Semien, the batter. 4 for 20 so far for the 25-year-old Bay Area native. 257 last year with 15 home runs and 45 runs batted in.
Seen a lot of all-speed pitches from Tropiano on the first pitch against these Oakland hitters. Notorious for swinging at the first pitch fastball.
Foul at the plate. Stephen Vogt at second base, leadoff single for him. Davis, the infield base hit, is at first. Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Thought about it, lays off.
That's a pretty good spot with that breaking ball. Tropiano wanted it. Carlos Perez wanted that one. Fox Tracks, right on the outside corner. Great location for that pitch at 79.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That is pulled out to deep left. Nava is back there. It'll stay in the ballpark, and he'll make the catch. Just got it in enough on the hands where he could not extend it. We'll head to the third, scoreless. Mike Scioscia talking things over with Andrelton Simmons, and the Angels shifting all over the place. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Hey, folks, every fan matters when the Angels take on the Mariners on Friday, April 22nd. That's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a double logo baseball cap courtesy of AAA while supplies last. Visit Angels.com to purchase your tickets today. Cool night here in the Bay Area. Scoreless. The Angels send up Perez, Pennington, and Escobar to face Sonny Gray, who has 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 1 hit allowed. Carlos 1 for 12 so far. Has 1 RBI. Never on the right side. Jim Lowry comes in. Safe at first. He took forever to get there.
Good hustle by Carlos. Beating that one out.
Mention the lack of range that Lowry possesses. And he took forever to get to that ball, and Carlos, like you said, great hustle down the line.
Yeah, anytime you think you have an opportunity to get a hit, you can see that slow roller, and in that last second, just a little bit of slow on the transfer, and the foot on the base clearly beats it out. Infield hit for Carlos Perez, and he'll take it, especially when you mentioned his batting average right now, but a .349 career hitter. I think the .346, I should say, against Oakland, but it beats that one out. Good hustle by Carlos Perez.
Fouled off as Cliff Pennington is in the hole at 0-1. 1 for 3 to start. His one was a triple off the wall in center field at the Big A that brought in a run.
Well, he really hit the ball well in spring training. He's carried into season 1 for 3.
This one pulled over to Lowry. He fires to Simeon for 1. Relay back to first, and they got him for the double play.
Well, he hit well by Pennington, but right at Lowry was able to fire it over to Simeon, who has that great throwing arm. Didn't think off the bat you have a chance at a double play, but how quick he gets rid of the baseball and the arm strength that Simeon has. Be the 4-6-3 double play. Just as the foot's going down, the ball in the glove gets him out.
Is that 11 double plays the Angels have hit into already? 8, 9 now, the grounded into version. Escobar grounded out. Lead off the ball game. He's 0 for 1. Takes down and away. Much as was made of this Oakland team after last year going 68-94 and the struggles that they had. They revamped their bullpen, and it's a pretty solid bullpen, especially the back three.
Team ERA 2.39 for Oakland.
Little number back to the mound. Halos can't get anything going against Sonny Gray here to third. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Top of the order coming up for Oakland. Still scoreless.
On this date, 1990, Mark Langston, Mike Witt threw a combined no-hitter versus Seattle. Langston went 7 innings of no-hit baseball. Mike Witt finished it off with a combined no-hitter back in 1990 for Mark Langston. That high leg kick, that great deception, that power fastball. Dealing in, Mike Witt coming in with that nasty curveball. Lance Parrish behind the plate finishing off that no-hitter. Mike Witt, Mark Langston combined on a no-no. And there's Langer. There he is. I told him we were going to talk about him.
Still looks like he can go 9.
Yes, indeed. He said he was effectively wild. He said he had a few walks in there too, just to make sure the guys weren't comfortable. He's one of the best.
He's probably wondering how long we're going to keep the camera on him.
He just got back for the Masters. Bernhard Langer.
Coco Crisp dropping a bunt on the third base side. Perez fields it, fires the first, got him. Heads up, great play by Carlos Perez for the first out.
How quickly he got out from his catching position. Get to that bunt attempt from Coco Crisp. And quickly fires to first base Albert, keeping that foot on the base. What a job, how quickly he got out of the way, had to get rid of the mask and helmet. Good play by Carlos Perez. Infield hit and then a solid defensive play.
Hey, you know what else happened on this day back in 1961? First game in Angels history. 7-2 win in Baltimore.
Wow.
Yeah. Ted Kluszewski, 2 home runs. Eli Gerba, complete game. CG.
Names like mine, those two.
I think you guys are. I think you guys are related. With all those vowels.
Yeah.
Or you need a vowel, I should say. Coughlin, he went around though. He's trying to take first base. Nice effort. Come on back to first base. Right? He went around.
Yeah.
At least that's what Larry Vanover's saying. Yeah. Come on back.
He's saying, come on back now.
It's a valiant effort.
On the foot, but clearly that bat crossed the plate. Right there. Great angle to see that. Does a nice job with our cameras already in this game. Picking up some check swings.
Still looking at those names. Oh, man.
All you need is Matt Caesar in there from the Chicago Cubs, and you're all set.
No balls, 2 strikes on Coughlin. Struck out in the first.
Well, when you look at the target that Carlos said, that was a perfect target. You're going inside on an 0-2 pitch. You want to make sure you don't miss out over the plate. And he's set up, making sure he's off that inside corner so it doesn't leak out over the plate, become a hittable pitch.
Good pitch. Stayed away from him after coming inside.
That's the pitching right there. Fastball in, change up away. Perfect location.
Two outs, nobody on, and Josh Reddick up. 4 strikeouts for Nick Tropiano. Reddick doubled to the alley in left center. His first time up. His first double of the year.
So we're through that changeup, back-to-back changeup to start this at bat against Reddick, who hit an off-speed pitch. Last at bat, it was elevated out over the plate, hit the left center field for a double.
Tropiano getting to start tonight. This is Andrew Heaney's spot in the rotation with Andrew on the DL. Nick was called upon. 2-0. Strike 2-1.
Speaking of Andrew Heaney, he was working out a lot today. We saw him when we came into the stadium, and then out on the field too. He looked fantastic, working with that medicine ball, working on the strength of the forearm.
This one ripped up the middle. Down goes Tropiano. It's a single for Reddick. 4th hit allowed by Tropiano, and Reddick has 2 of them.
It's a bad feeling with that line, especially as the right-handed pitcher. You're falling towards the first base side of the mound, and that line drive right back up the middle. The reaction times not all there, especially when the ball's hit that hard back up the middle.
Valencia 0 for 1. He grounded out to third. Takes low. Valencia now 31. 19th round pick by the Twins at 06. He's been with the Twins, the Red Sox, the Orioles, the Royals, the Blue Jays, and now the Oakland A's.
And Reddick a threat to run last year, 10 stolen bases. Pretty good sized lead.
Snap throw to first, and nice dig by Albert at first base.
We're not getting a lot of action in spring training and first start of the season at first base. Albert's looked pretty good so far. Tough in between hop on that throw from Perez. Looked like Frederick Anderson making a save in net for the Ducks. Quick hands.
Pulled foul. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hockey playoff season starting right now. Wednesday it starts.
You're like a kid in a candy store with the fly guys in.
Oh, yeah.
What Kings have the Sharks first round?
And Ducks, Nashville. It's going to be, as usual, a fantastic playoff season that run for the Cup.
Quick throw to first, Reddick back. Oakland with 3 stolen bases on the year, 3 for 3. Reddick doesn't have any. 2-1, punch to the right side, beats the shift. Reddick will turn and head to third. Cole up and firing. The throw gets cut off, and they have Valencia hung up between first and second. Oh, and Valencia runs right by Pennington. Everyone is safe. Cliff tried to close the gap between first and second while keeping an eye on Reddick, and just lost Valencia.
Yeah, what he was trying to do is apply a tag as quick as possible before Reddick would think about going home. And a strong throw, but what a play here to be able to cut this one off by Simmons. He gets rid of it right away to Albert Pujols. That's what you want to do. And Albert looking over too, but as Cliff tried to get in that position to be able to catch and tag before Reddick went home, Valencia is able to get by him. But what a heads-up play by Simmons to begin with, and he's also in that position to be the guy over at first base too. All those instincts he has is amazing.
Second and third, it's a single for Valencia. As Vogt takes a strike, he singled into second.
We've seen a lot of those shifts being put on by Mike Scioscia's club here early in the season.
Popped him up. Left side, Escobar, the third baseman, coming down the line. And he'll make the catch for the third out. 3 complete as we head to the 4th, still scoreless. Angels here in the 4th inning, still scoreless. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 against Sonny Gray. The Angels in the last 2 innings have had their leadoff man reach via a base hit, but haven't done much with them. Calhoun was thrown out trying to steal on a busted up hit and run, and then Pennington grounded into a double play after Carlos Perez had an infield base hit. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed now for Gray. Nava struck out in the first. 0 for 1. Oakland with 5 hits, the Angels with 2. Foul back.
Sonny Gray so far 11 batters faced, 6 first pitch strikes. Not a lot of pitches thrown. There's 33 so far in the fourth inning.
Two balls and 1 strike. Dabo went to high school just about 26, 27 miles from here. St. Francis High School, Mountain View, California. Santa Clara University. Pulls this one over to first. Alonso's got it. 1 down.
Sonny Gray is a ground ball machine. 6 outs via the ground ball so far for him.
And no indication of any wildness whatsoever. Mentioned in that first start of the year, he had 4 walks. Granted, I know it's the first start of the year, but for a guy like Sonny Gray, that always seems to have pretty good control. A little kind of erratic.
Yeah, it could have been a combination because he was supposed to pitch opening day. He wasn't feeling well, so a few extra days in which you're out of your normal routine, so he was probably overthrowing some pitches.
Trout worked the walk in the first. No official at bat for him.
Better slugging and on base percentage last year as compared to the year he won the MVP back in 2014 for Trout.
Takes a strike. His reaction after that pitch, kind of regretting not pulling the trigger on it.
That fastball didn't have quite the zip on it. So far he's going after him with 3 fastballs in a row.
Does that mean you're anticipating something else now? Breaking ball?
Yeah, something off speed.
2-1 pitch. No, sir. Here it is.
It's almost as if Mike Trout was thinking the same thing. That was the upper part of the strike zone. Just getting the top of the zone.
Two on the way. Outside. Full count. Albert on deck.
Threw him a cut fastball on that one. (3-2) out of the strike zone last time against Trout for a walk. 3-2 count again.
And a called strike 3. Larry Vanover rings it up. And another fastball to Trout.
This fastball runs upstairs, but according to our Fox tracks, it gets the upper part of the strike zone. Just the upper part. Call third strike.
Second strikeout for Gray. 2 outs and the base is clear. And here's Albert. Fly ball to center field, his first time up. Halos in yesterday's win against Texas had a total of 7 hits. Yet to really get the offense going through the first 6 games, now 6.5 games. Never easy with Sonny Gray.
And now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia, with Albert in the driver's seat on this count. Albert in the all-time list, 560 home runs, 14th all-time, 24th all-time as far as RBI with 1,701, and extra base just shy of 1,059 as far as extra base hits, 11th all-time for Pujols. Gotta be green light right here for Albert. See if he can add to those totals. His power numbers.
And he works the walk on 4 pitches. So Calhoun will get an opportunity here against Gray with a man on and 2 down. Cole singled in his first at bat.
Cole Calhoun.
Cole 5 for 29, now 6 for 30 in his career against Sonny Gray. It's jammed, fouls it off. Hasn't messed around a whole lot with the off speed in this this 4th inning.
But the one thing as a hitter you're seeing from Sonny Gray in this inning, though, he is throwing a lot more fastball, but they're upstairs. They become more hittable. So if he keeps throwing that fastball upstairs, he's susceptible to a big fly here if Cole can square one up.
There's a breaking ball. Try to get the back door, misses, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Three infielders on the right side for Oakland. Valencia, the lone man between short and third. Caught the outside corner. According to the Fox tracks, looks like maybe just off the plate. Got to leave it to count up. Do you believe the hype of Oakland, if things go awry for them in 2016, that they move Sonny Gray?
I mean, there's certainly going to be a ton of teams inquiring about him, to Billy Beane for sure. But for me, if I'm Oakland, no. He's a young pitcher, great upside. You have to build around somebody at some point. He's the perfect ace for this club to be able to be here for a number of years. So I don't think they're going to move him. I think they're going to keep him.
Albert over at first, 4-pitch walk. He'll take off. Cole strikes out, swinging, and the Angels are done here in the 4th. Well, into the bottom of the inning, still with no score. Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru Loves Promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. and by El Pollo Loco. Try the new signature avocado tostadas today. It's the bottom of the fourth inning, still with no score. Lowry, Davis, and Alonso coming up to face Nick Tropiano, who has scattered 5 hits. Struck out 4 and walked nobody. First start of 2016, 52 pitches so far. Mentioned in the open that the Angels sent down A.J. Ochter and brought up Greg Molly. Westminster High School, UC Santa Barbara.
Who really opened some eyes in spring training.
Yep. A lot of left-handed batters with the Oakland A's. This one out towards shallow left. Hava comes in. Lowry, a 1-pitch out.
It's a real good off-speed pitch, first pitch for Tropiano.
Ochter was brought up over the weekend because of the way things had played out for the Angel starters. Corey Rasmus had to throw 50-plus pitches Friday night, so they needed some depth and some possible length out of the pen over the weekend. Little bump for Ochter. We were talking to him last night after we got here to the hotel. This was his first visit ever to San Francisco. Little did we know it wasn't going to last very long.
Yeah, it was. What a very nice young man. Respectful he is. He threw the ball well. That appearance he had. Threw the ball very well in spring training. That power sinker, good off-speed pitches he possesses. We'll see him again at some point, no question.
Chris Davis with an infield base hit. See the home run totals for Davis. Out toward right. 2 down. Why would you ever throw Chris Davis inside?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Carlos was setting up away. Good decision there. Either off speed or fastballs away. Force him to hit it at the big part of the yard. Pulled off that one a little bit, obviously at the end of the bat. See how those front hips open up, unable to have that coverage on the outer half.
Barry, he and Desmond, whom we just saw over the weekend, similar type swings, both powerful.
And what happens to when you go through your scouting reports coming into a series and you're facing a hitter like Chris Davis? You think, all right, at some point I have to show him in to be able to get him out of the way. I don't think so. I think you stay away and force him to hit the ball to right field, because if anything in, he is incredibly strong.
Cute foul, 0-2. Yeah, not to a free swinger.
I always believe that if I saw a hitter up there and he swung at a slider away, I'm going to throw it until he makes contact with it at some point. Why would you try to show a pitch to get him to swing at the pitch you want to pitch to begin with? Just go after it until he makes contact.
Just off the plate, and it's a ball, then 2 strikes. Yonder Alonso 0 for 1.
See, that location is perfect. 0-2 pitch, fastball just off the outside corner, maybe about half the baseball away. Now it forces the hitter to think, is he going back out away? Is he going to try to sneak something in? You have options. And that's what the type of swings you're going to get when you have a hitter thinking zone around the plate. Where's he throwing, inside or outside? Off speed, is he going fastball? Because I thought I could have been called out on that pitch because it's only a half a baseball off the outside corner.
Tropiano looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. And he got it. Picks up strikeout number 5. We head to the 5th. Still scoreless. Team Joanna versus Team Claudia will feature both women's strawweights and male light heavyweight competitors, and it all begins this season premiere on Wednesday, April 20th, only on FS1. Plus, don't miss Tough Talk immediately following each new episode all season long. It's the top of the 5th inning. No score. Sonny Gray on the mound, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's allowed just 2 hits. CJ Cron lead things off. Jose Mota kind enough to join us in the broadcast booth. And how'd you get up here? Who let you up here, Gooby?
Security pass. I'm good. Swipe.
Post game's not for another 4 innings.
Post game starts now.
Oh, starts now. Okay.
Prolonged. Didn't tell you?
Getting it ready.
Exactly.
Getting it ready.
It's a new edition of the post game show. All right, we're talking about Sonny Gray and typical Sonny Gray. Although last inning, more fastballs. What have you seen tonight from the hitters against the right-hander?
I don't mind the approach at all, Victor, only because, as Mark knows very well, you get into a mentality of making sure he's throwing strikes, and he's forcing him to throw the fastball. Now, of course, he's a smart pitcher. He hits the corners. But if you look at his history, even in his losses, his pitches per innings are up, and his wins, pitches per innings are down, because when he gets into a little trouble and loses games, the pitch count gets elevated early in the game.
So, Jose, as a hitter, you know the reports are when he throws that fastball or even his breaking pitches around knee level, it's going to be below the knees. How do you get it as a hitter? Force yourself that mindset to bring those pitches up to have a better chance to make good contact.
And somebody like that, Mark, is you got to keep it as simple as possible. He does have a power arm, and the more you think about the less I can do and just meet the baseball like teams do against Garrett Richards. Not to force the issue with the big swings.
Chrome 1 around, says Alfonso Marquez. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But, you know, he's very good because he lives down in the zone, as you know very well. And any chance you get to elevate on his pitches, go out there and don't miss him.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to Dave Hansen today about Garrett Richards and Sonny Gray. The same thing. When they, even though the fastball is still good velocity upstairs, it's a more hittable one because it doesn't move as much.
Shallow right field, long run for Reddick and Yonder Alonso, and it falls foul. Cron will head back to the batter's box with a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
The defense will take about an hour to run back to their position right now with all that foul territory.
You will get your conditioning in here very quickly.
We were talking about earlier that the Angels offense just has not been able to get it going as of yet, and then you run into a guy like Sonny Gray, who's got a good history against your ball club, and it's never easy.
I recall, Victor, when hitting instructors like Lee May and Greg Luzinski and going back to Jim Lefevre saying there's guys like this, sometimes if you just know that he's going to be throwing strikes and he's going to be challenging you, simplify it. It's going to be tough. Take your 1 for 3s, but make the most out of that 1 for 3, or even your outs. Make him significant in terms of situational hitting.
Well, Mike Scioscia put a hit and run on. I think against him, you have to try to do that just to get the defense moving out of their comfortable position, don't you think?
This one out toward right. Reddick is there.
But my only issue with that hit and run is this. You have a guy who is a big swing and miss guy on the mound and a big swing and miss guy at the plate. And when you're searching for something, sometimes to me it's not the right time. Now, I know what you're saying, and Cron's been really good in getting back into his hitting by the hit and run, but there's some times when you're pressing when that, to me, is not the ideal count, depending on who's on the mound, of course,
right.
At this time, Sonny Gray.
Amazing to think that that was the first quote-unquote stolen base attempt that the Angels have had this year.
It's pretty crazy.
Andrelton Simmons up, and he'll take a strike. Simmons grounded out in the second.
Well, in Utah, you did so many spring training games, and we were down there a couple times ourselves. I mean, you've seen how many times the Angels were running, hitting and running. It was like a broken record every game we would talk about.
Simmons pulls one into left. Chris Davis back a couple of steps is there. 2 outs.
And you're right, you know, and Victor, you're asking me about the approach. First 9 batters, I'll take 5 of those approaches easily. You know, even Escobar, ground ball, second base, you're thinking about staying on the ball, hits it the other way, Pujols lands out center field, Trout gets a walk. But now you'll see Sonny Gray, okay, readjusting. You know, of course, you know very well, Mark, you guys don't like hard contact, even hard outs. You're thinking, what did I do wrong? Get too much of the plate. Let me try to find something else here. And since then, as you pointed out, Victor, he's been hitting corners more consistently.
Carlos had an infield base hit his first time up.
And he's so compact with his delivery, no wasted energy. More of a modified stress position from the full windup. Does that allow you as a hitter to see the ball a little bit longer, or does he hide it better this way?
He is really good at deception and hiding the ball. I mean, you see the arm conk around behind his hips, and before you know it, it's right on you because of the short arm action.
Two balls and no strikes, 2 outs. 3 strikeouts and 2 walks for Gray. Bouncer to short. Too hopping for Semien. And the Angels go down in order for the first time tonight. Right at the bottom of the 5th inning. Still scoreless. Authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. The bottom of the 5th, no score. Semien, Crisp, and Coghlan coming up for the Oakland Athletics to face Nick Tropiano. Jose Mota joining us here. And flip side, we talked a little bit about Sonny Gray. So far, Nick Tropiano had 2 starts against Oakland in his career. First time he's pitched against him here. He's had terrific success in his first 2. A lot of strikeouts. He's got 5 tonight early on, establishing the splitter, the off-speed stuff early.
Victor, one thing I thought about with Nick Tropiano is, you know, regardless of what happens in spring training, forget his numbers. He has to get a feel for pitching. Ball coming out of his hand. He's got 2 grips on that changeup. And I saw the numbers are ugly, and I said, still, this guy has good enough stuff to pitch in the big leagues and help somebody out, and hopefully it's the Angels. We didn't know it was going to come this early, but you know what? This guy belongs in the big leagues.
Yeah, and when he gets ahead of the count, his off-speed stuff is very good. And his fastball command, when he spots it, very good. And still, because he's got good enough velocity on the fastball, that you have to, as a hitter, respect that, and then they start chasing the off-speed pitches.
He's not afraid of contact. He's going to be around the zone. You know, he's one of those less is better type guys because of movement on that fastball.
Just missed off the plate. Semien 0 for 1 with a fly ball to left. We were talking about the tumbling effect on the breaking ball for him compared to the struggles that Matt Shoemaker's had. They're eerily similar as far as stuff is concerned.
Very.
Good off speed.
Go back to even Semien's up at in that 2nd inning. The reason he did not hit that ball out of the ballpark is because it was late running, maybe 4 or 5 inches, enough in because he took something off of it. If he throws that ball 93, 94, tries to, it's going to flatten out and it's going to be out of the ballpark.
Yeah, and this is the stuff that Shoe had 2 seasons ago. He had that late action. He had that bite to the splitter. That's what this trying to figure out. It's probably frustrating as heck for him.
So I got to ask Mark, how do you back up from trying to throw 92, 94 when 88, 89 works better for you?
Yeah, well, and you mentioned less is best, and that's one of the best advice I've ever gotten in my career from Frank Funk, was our pitching coach, and he said, in Kansas City said, you know, sometimes when you're a full max guy, you overthrow. And what happens is all your pitches become flattened out. They might be harder, but when you take a mile or two off your pitches to be able to maintain your mechanics and keep that deception, every one of those pitches breaks better and hits better location. Like that. That's a pretty good pitch. We saw Sonny Gray get a couple of those borderlines, especially against Mike Trout. Tropiano would love to get that one right there. That was a pretty good pitch at 91.
Consistent enough. If he stays with it, he'll get it.
3-2, check swing, foul.
Well, the other thing here, guys, the dynamics between Carlos Perez and Tropiano, they've known each other for a long time. And Carlos was saying, I've known this guy for so long with the Houston Astros. And we'll have a fastball sign where I want him to amp it up a little bit more, four-seamer, but we'll have a fastball sign with just a little wiggle when he's saying, hey, little sinker ball action here, take something off of it, make it work for you.
Another payoff, check swing, and this one's up the line and goes foul.
He ran that fastball back in once again.
May have got him on the hand too. That of the reverberation of the bat.
The cool night.
The only reason this happens, guys, is life and a little extra movement right there at the end.
And the thing for Tropiano we see, because he's maintained his mechanics. We talked about it. You just mentioned, Jose. He's not overthrowing the baseball. When you do that, you're not going to have that type of action on a fastball, especially late by the plate.
This one's fouled off and will find its place in the seats.
So when you have it, your name's Sonny Gray.
Yeah.
Because you have life and you have movement.
Yeah. That makes it a lot of fun to go out there and challenge hitters.
Right.
You can almost say, hey, listen, I'm going to throw a fastball right now, but I still feel I can get it by you.
Confidence level, though, pitching in this ballpark has got to go up a tick because of all the foul territory.
And use
ball doesn't
the
really
middle
travel
of the field.
Yeah.
Middle of the field. Avoid the corners. Middle of the field is very difficult to square up and get out of here.
He went around.
So that's an excellent sequence right there. You don't get a hitter, as you know, Jose, to swing in a pitch like that if you haven't got that fastball in at some point, and then also just missed away earlier in that sequence with a fastball.
I swung a lot of pitches like that. That's why I'm up here right now, Victor, and that's why I didn't play longer baseball. That's the reason. Yeah, but, you know, you think about home plate, 17 inches, and there's guys that have the ability to make it 24 and 25 because of that. You think about Simeon, the approach, what we just saw from looking inside to missing outside, how big home plate can get sometimes when your stuff is on.
Eric Gregg, you know, God rest his soul, as an umpire, you used to make it 30 inches for some guys. That was a big home plate.
I wish I was in the National League a few times with him behind the plate.
Oh, and the Braves guys pitching? Any of them. Can't get away with that stuff anymore.
No.
Questec changed all that.
Yes, indeed.
Coco Crisp is 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
That's a pretty good pitch there. That's almost down the middle of the plate. Again, it's not exactly where Carlos was set up.
That's all over the strike zone.
Setting up away. It's practically right down the middle of the plate.
I've never understood how umpires don't call that pitch when it's directly at them. And they're right over the top of it.
So with a white.
Yeah.
That could have been called a strike also. You got to be careful with fastballs though. And the fastball counts against Coco Crisp.
Two balls and one strike.
Healthy now with that neck issue, and he says he can finally turn to see the baseball a little bit better.
Just 44 games last year. He drives this one out to right field. Cole racing back and at the wall, leaps up, can't get it. Coco can run, and he's on his way to third. Trout gets the baseball back in, and that'll go as a triple for Coco Crisp. You're saying about turning on it, he certainly did that.
And the difference of not getting a couple borderline pitches called strikes. Instead, you have to get at least part of the plate, especially with his speed. You don't want to walk him. Good effort by Cole. Got to the wall, leaps up, and just it got off his glove.
He's getting more and more comfortable, as you know, Mark. Even without looking, he almost caught that baseball.
Yeah, I was going to say, that went off his glove.
Yes.
Sure did. Took his eyes off of it. Good route, and there goes Coco.
He could fly.
You know, and going back to Crisp, Victor, as hard as it is to hit in the big leagues or at any level, think about having an issue with your neck when you can't turn to see some pitches, as he drove this one here.
Yeah, you're just basically just throwing your hands at the baseball. That's all you can do.
Infield is in. Big swing by Coughlin, comes up empty. Coughlin's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
infield in, Jose, you played the infield in major league level mindset. As far as what baseball you think in terms right away as far as having to play potentially at the plate?
Stay as low as possible, as early as possible.
Popped up, shallow left field. Nava racing in. Simmons going out, as is Escobar. Nava calls for it. 2 down. Nava almost hits Coco on the throw in.
Cutoff man. Was a runner.
Good communication throughout that play. But Simmons is everywhere. His play early in the game when he cut that ball off and threw it to first base was unbelievable. His instincts, Jose. You've seen a lot of infielders throughout your career as both a player and as an analyst. His instincts are incredible.
And also, the instinct mark of peeling off is important. So he's saying, you know what? I'm not part of the play anymore. Let me just give my outfielder the best view to get set up and make that throw. That's also instinctive.
That's a little dangerous throw right there, by the way. Hits Coco and goes into foul territory. All of a sudden, you've got to run. Walk Reddick here has hit the ball hard twice, a double left center, and a base hit up the middle.
I think you have to if you're Mike Scioscia in this spot. He's seen the ball very well. You have Tropiano tonight.
Be the first walk issued by Tropiano to go with 6 strikeouts.
When you think about it in his career now, 4 for 7 for Reddick against Tropiano. Wise decision. Even though you don't like to add an extra base runner out there, and Valencia's got good power, it's the right decision by Mike Scioscia.
So what you're saying is that you never argued with a manager when someone like a Reddick against you, a 4 for 7, you're like, or did you put up a false front?
Yeah, I've never been accused of being a rocket scientist. And I never, anytime it was a competition against a guy, even if he had success against me, especially early in my career when I didn't have quite the zip on the fastball as I progressed in my career, I would walk him. I had no problem doing that. But early in my career, I felt that when you're going battle against a hitter, I want that challenge.
Tell you what, even though it was only spring training, I saw some of the best stayers on the mound as your pitching coach by this man right here. You want me to do walk whom?
He's working on every part of his game. It's spring training, right? You got to work on everything.
Yeah. That way they don't come out and talk to you. I never was a big fan of a conversation with a manager or a pitching coach during the course of the game on the mound. I felt that was my home, and it was invite only.
First and third, 2 outs. Valencia up. He's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss. And he's a guy that Valencia, that because he is amped up in most situations, especially RBI opportunities, you can kind of get him to expand his strike zone a little bit.
That's a great first pitch. He's up there thinking, because you just walk somebody in front of you, you're looking fastball, you want to do damage, curveball instead.
One ball, 1 strike.
And last pitch pretty much by Carlos calling that pitch, saying, we know he's looking fastball, but let's make sure we miss in off the plate.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, how good he is as far as when he wants a fastball in, because you don't want to have that fastball leak out over the plate. He's making sure he's setting up his target off that inside corner.
Ground ball up the middle. Pennington to the backhand, goes to first base, and dug out by Albert. That's the 3rd out. No runs come across.
How great is that to have Albert back at first base, a 2-time Gold Glover. What a scoop by Albert Pujols to finish off the inning. Still tied at 0.
We appreciate it, buddy.
Gracias.
See you in the post.
Thanks, Ozzy. In the top of the 6th, well-pitched game so far. Going back to my Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful. Give it up, turn it loose, look for that high elevated pitch, whether it's a fastball or a mistake. All speed pitch, especially this inning, to do some damage.
Pennington, Escobar, Nava for the Angels here in the 6th inning. Nice play by Pennington to get to that ball quickly. A terrific dig by Albert Pujols at first base. Scoreless. Pennington's 0 for 1. Showing bunt, takes a strike. That was nowhere near the strike zone. It was up and out. No balls, 2 strikes. Pennington, former first-round pick by Oakland out of Texas A&M. Tapper at the plate.
And Oakland with a shift on against Pennington tells you, and we've seen it so far in this event, a lot of all-speed pitches from Sonny Gray against Cliff Pennington. And we talked about shifts. It's forcing you as a pitcher to make sure you pitch into those shifts. When you have a good fastball like he does, a fastball down and away would not be a good pitch for him if he can hit that ball on the ground if you're Pennington.
Pulled foul. And the Angels have shifted more than any team in baseball through the first week. 114 shifts. That's 14 better than the Astros coming into play tonight. Pushes the bunt on the third base line, and that is just foul. It's an out. Oh man, at the last second it goes foul.
That's a pretty good try.
Absolutely.
I thought that was going to stay fair. Boy, at the last second. It's a push bunt right down that third base line. And it looks like at the very second it's going to just turns away from the base at the last second. Looked like it might have hit that grass right there in that corner between the dirt as he got towards the base and just kicked it away at the end. It's a good try, though.
Absolutely. Great idea with the shift on and Valencia over at the shortstop position. Escobar, big rip, fouls it. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. It goes as a strikeout, by the way. That bunt attempt with 2 strikes. .69 pitches for Sonny Gray. 40 have been strikes. He's had 1 clean inning. That was the 5th. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground down. Tropiano's had 1, 2, 3 inning. You're now always looking to turn. Hits this one out toward right center field. Reddick on his horse, dives, and he can't get it. It'll go to the wall. Escobar was fooled. He thought that maybe Reddick caught it. He slowed up, rounding first base. Nice effort by Josh Reddick. It's a double for Escobar.
I'd say that was an amazing effort by Reddick. Talked about that outfield arm strength and the accurate throwing arm for Reddick, but he's got good speed and almost was able to track this one down. Full extension on the dive, and you just got by his glove. We're seeing 2 really good right fielders tonight in this game. And he picks it up, seeing that baseball down. Now in scoring position.
First time the Angels have had man reach second base.
Both outfielders tonight, right fielders, have 1 Gold Gloves.
Daniel Nava will bat with 1 out, 1 on. By the way, before we forget, I want to thank Jose for joining us in the 5th.
Yeah, that was great.
Nava lines one out to center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Late start for Escobar. Coco throws it into the middle part of the infield. Unell scores, and it's 1-0 Angels. Daniel Nava picks up his first RBI as an Angel.
Like we said before the game, they're going to challenge the throwing arms for Coco Crisp and Chris Davis in the outfield. Coco's really good as far as getting that baseball in as quick as possible to the cutoff man, but there was no one available for him to have a play. But a nice swing by Daniel Nava. Big RBI. First as an Angel. Fastball in the inner half of the plate. Perfect swing, and that's worthy of a Carlos Cam replay on that swing by Daniel Nava, picking up his first RBI as an Angel. First run of the game tonight also. Again, the cutoff man came back, did not allow that to get that ball in there quick enough for Coco Crisp to have a play at the plate.
Trout drives one out to deep left center field. Forget about this one. Big fly for Mike Trout. First of the season, 3-0 Angels.
Baseball got out incredibly fast. 3rd career home run for Trout versus Sonny Gray. The batting average is not necessarily there, but all you remember as a hitter is the damage done, and that's some serious damage done by Trout. Fastball that ran on the inner half. That pitch early in the sequence in this game where he let go. Well, he didn't let go of this one. This went a long way and did some damage to that wall out there too.
Little ding at Mount Davis. Double single home run for the Angels here in the 6th inning with 1 out. Albert takes ball 1. Just the 2nd home run hit by the Angels this year.
That baseball was crushed. Albert was trying to do the same. Again, got that fastball up there. Not as much movement. Paul Sorrento and Joe Smith are asking, hey, did you get all that one?
He was hitting some moonshots at BP. Albert cues it foul.
I think Trout and a few other guys might be going over to a shoot around tomorrow to see Steph Curry. I might want to tell him about that swing.
Got the first one in the books. 1-2 count on Albert. 3-0 Angels here in the 6th.
Certainly was not a wall scraper, it was a wall crusher.
That ball was on the rise when it hit that wall. Two now. And Albert chases the breaking ball. 2 outs. Go back to that home run that Mike just hit.
I mean, that was crushed off the wall. That's over a 388 sign. Way above it.
2 outs, nobody on, and Cole Calhoun up. Cole 1 for 2 with a base hit in the 2nd. Escobar started it with the double, just beyond the glove of a diving Josh Reddick at right. Nava brought him home with an RBI single, and Trout cleared the bases with a blast. 1-1. Five hits now for the Angels, 6 for Oakland. Opening game of the series, 3-game set. Foul tipped into the mid, 1-2.
Some real good at bats this inning. Started off by Escobar going the other way for a double. Daniel Nava, good swing, bringing home Escobar, and then Trout. Wow.
That's a swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Vogt. Calhoun will reach. Strikeout, wild pitch. Puts a man on at first base here in the 6th with 2 outs.
He's had some odd strikeouts in this inning. The one with the bunt down the line and went foul, and now this is a strikeout wild pitch. We've seen it all in this inning.
6 punch outs in the ball game for Gray.
Number 24, C.J.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Vogt didn't get in front of that. It was very difficult sometimes to do so on a breaking ball like that. Spins away from him. A lot of foul territory.
Crone twice has hit a fly ball to Reddick and right. First 3-run inning for the Angels this year. That ball got Calhoun. Question is where to get him.
Smith going to run out right away to see where that baseball did get him. See on the throw. Really that hand as he was diving back, his right hand. We got his left hand, I should say, as he was diving back underneath his body and hit his hand. Throwing hand.
One out count on Crone. He pops it up. Right near the mound, Yonder Alonso, the first baseman calling for it, makes the catch. That'll do it for the Angels. But a couple of extra base hits, the capper, the 2-run blast off the bat of Mike Trout, his first of the year.
That baseball was absolutely crushed by Mike Trout. Good leverage, lower part of his body, way out over 388.
Three 0. Halos on top, bottom of the 6th inning. Double, single, home run for the Angels. First 3-run inning of the year. Trout's first home run. Now with 4 RBIs. Now Nick Tropiano to go to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's got Vogt, Lowry, and Davis for Oakland as the Angels start to get some action in the bullpen. Tropiano so far very, very solid in his first start of the season. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. The walk was intentional. It's Fernando Salas, first man up.
I guarantee you, Charlie Nagy went right up to Tropiano and said, "This, your mindset, it's still a 0-0 game. Go out there and attack hitters, get ahead, get that first out of the inning here."
86 pitches so far. 87th outside, so it's 2-0. Vogt 1 for 2 with a base hit and a pop-up. Those two nowhere near the strike zone. That's the familiarity for Carlos Perez and Nick Tropiano. Jose did. Obviously in the Astros organization, Carlos going right out there saying, "You got a 3-run lead, man. Got to get the leadoff man out." Attack, attack, attack.
Yep.
3-0. Last thing you want to do in this ballpark with this team is start gifting base runners.
You don't ever want to do that. That's the one thing as a manager too, when you get to that point where you want to get 6, maybe 7 out of Tropiano, but if you see a quick walk, then that tells you that maybe he is running out of gas at this point.
See Mike Scioscia signaling to the bullpen to get Salas going in a hurry. 3-1 pitch. Cued foul, full count. Scott Verdinsky, the new bullpen coach, just behind the mound.
Good out of the bullpen his entire career. Solid major league career for Verdinsky.
Here's the payoff. Got him out in front, fouls it off. Shift on against Vogt. Jet Lowry on deck. And it's Chris Davis. Another 3-2, and he walked him. So the leadoff man is on board. See what Mike Scioscia does, moving down to the dugout.
Wants to talk to him right now. I think that's more of a delay tactic.
Yeah, Carlos doing the old slow walk out to the mound. Just waiting for the high sign from Fernando Salas saying that he's ready.
And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Nick Tropiano has been excellent tonight, setting up hitters so well. Fastball's been very good after some pitches away, and then finish them off off speed. And when you're that close to that outside part of the plate, you can mix in your off speed. You're going to get swings out of the strike zone like Nick Tropiano did throughout this game.
Well, he walks the first batter here in the 6th inning, and that's going to be it for Nick Tropiano. Solid start to his 2016 campaign. He'll depart with a man on. Fernando Salas coming on to relief. 3-0 Angels. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. And by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. Cold night here in the Bay Area, always is this time of year, so it seems. The Angels with a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning after walking the leadoff man, Stephen Vogt. Nick Tropiano done after 5 innings plus 1 batter, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 2 total walks. 1 was intentional as Fernando Salas takes over on the mound. In and out, who's in, who's out. Fernando is already pitching. This is 5th game of the year. This is 7th overall game for the Angels.
A lot of action out of the bullpen so far for a number of pitchers for the Angels.
Salas, 3 2/3 innings. 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, facing Jed Lowry, and the first one is in for a strike. Lowry 0 for 2, a couple of fly ball outs. As the Angels have the rookie left-hander called up today, Greg Mahle, getting ready in the bullpen. In the dirt, nice dig out with a fastball by Carlos, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you keep that double play in order. Oakland only has rolled into 2 double plays, but Jed Lowry's been one of them. Still keep that in order with that big, quick scoop by Carlos Perez.
Late on the fastball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oakland with a total of 6 hits. There's Mahle. Terrific spring. Thought perhaps he had a chance to break camp with the team. But, not bad the second week of the season. This one fouled off again.
One of those arm angles he can throw at. Nasty. Little fastball from that arm angle and a slider from the same spot. He's got a nice little edge to him too.
One, 2 on the way. Off speed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vogt over at first base. Chris Davis, the left fielder, is on deck. Halos now with Mahle being called up. 2 left-handers in the pen, Mahle and Jose Alvarez. Ground ball past Escobar, and it's a base hit. First 2 have reached to start the 6th inning. See how things unfold here, but man, the old dreaded leadoff walk after you've just taken a lead.
And that's the one thing you don't want to do against your opponent. It makes them feel that they're part of the game at that point. You get that first out, all of a sudden they're thinking, okay, let's get ready and maybe possibly try to win game 2 tomorrow. You don't want to give them any life.
Chris Davis, 1 for 2. Infield base hit. And he will take a strike as the ball clanks out of the glove of Carlos. That base hit for Davis in the 2nd inning. An excuse me base hit. Little dribbler up the 3rd baseline. He was fooled on a breaking ball. Counts just the same though.
That's great technique there by Carlos Perez to keep that baseball in front of him. Body down, shoulders square. If you're a catcher at home, a youngster watching that, it's the perfect technique to keep that baseball in front and not turning your shoulders where the baseball can go away from you. It stays right down there in front.
One ball, 2 strikes. They go a tick further away now.
Yep. Nothing on the inner half of the plate. Whether you go fastball a little bit off the outside corner or breaking ball.
That didn't miss by much.
It's a great spot. As a hitter, you're at the mercy of the home plate umpire. See the target set, target hit, lower part of the strike zone at 92. Could have been called a strike. Did not get called a strike, though.
Two to Davis. It's in the dirt. Full count. Yonder Alonso, left-handed batter on deck. Stephen Vogt led off the 6th inning with a walk. That was Tropiano's last batter. Lowry with a base hit. He's at first. 3-2, pulled to third. Escobar has it. Fires to Pennington for one. Relay back to first. Double play.
That baseball was hit hard, but what a play. Good hands. You know, Escobar. And a good feed over to Cliff Pennington to complete a 5-4-3 double play. Well, you can see the difference in the swing by Davis when anything's on the inner half of the plate. That ball was scalded. Results in a double play, though.
Stephen Vogt at third base. Here's Yonder Alonso. A couple of strikeouts for him tonight, so he's 0 for 2. 3-0 Halos, bottom of the 6th. Late on the fastball. By him again on a fastball. 0-2.
All the off-speed pitches Tropiano threw to him has him looking for the off-speed.
This one out to left field, chasing Nava back a couple of steps. He'll put it away for the 3rd out. So Fernando Salas comes in, gets the job done. We head to the 7th. The Angels still up. West is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. On a mission to save you money. Log on to MercuryInsurance.com today to get a fast free quote and see how much you could save. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Top of the 7th, first visit of the year to the Bay Area. 3 total visits against the Oakland Athletics. Nick Tropiano, 5 innings plus a batter, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. 1 was intentional, no runs. Certainly helped out by Fernando Salas, as well as the defense of Yunel Escobar.
Yeah, Trope was outstanding tonight. I love the way he mixed up his pitches. Fastball was also good. He commanded the fastball. Said that early on. Set up with a fastball, finish off all speed.
1 ball, no strikes on Andrelton Simmons. The bottom third of the order up for the Angels here in the 7th. Simmons, Perez, and Pennington. Andrelton is 0 for 2 with a ground out to first and a fly ball to left. Chopper, left side. Valencia's there. One away. Register your little angel for the 2016 Junior Angels Kids Club for only $18. Members receive 4 ticket vouchers, a Junior Angels lunch bag, and other exclusive gifts. Sign up today at angels.com/juniorangels. One out, nobody on. Carlos Perez coming up. Sonny Gray, 86 pitches. He has 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits, one of which was the home run to Trout. Breaking pitch pulled down the line past Valencia toward the corner. Carlos on his way to second. First extra base hit of the season. It's a double for Carlos.
And Carlos has had a very good all-around game. Did a nice job behind the plate with Tropiano, blocking some pitches in the dirt, calling a good game. 2 hits today also. Infield hit and then that rocket double down the line. Stayed back on that well, a hanging breaking ball that broke back over the plate. And Valencia unable to get there in time as that's down there, another runner in scoring position.
That'll get the A's bullpen scrambling down the left field line. Cliff Pennington at the plate. Got the start tonight at second. Batting in the 9th spot. 0 for 2. Dole, first man up. Two balls, no strikes.
Conversation now with Vogt, Sonny Gray to give bullpen a little bit longer to get ready.
Pennington with a 2-ball, no strike count. Got to the big leagues for the first time with Oakland, 2008, playing in 36 games. With the A's, the Diamondbacks, Blue Jays briefly last year. Angels now. Looks down low. 3-0.
See you take your 3-0 more than likely.
You see a guy running out of gas here a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 in a row where either mechanically he's not right or just doesn't have a feel for his all-speed pitches. He misses again with the fastball. He pulled across his body. That tells you, as a pitching coach /and/or manager, that your ace, your staff is running out of gas, and Bob Melvin's going to go out there, looks like, to make that decision to go to the bullpen.
Yeah, top of the order is due up now. Yunel Escobar. Bob Melvin's making the walk out. I think they get a couple extra seconds before they start the 30-second clock in this ballpark. All the foul territory.
Exactly. You got to be in great shape as a pitching coach and a manager.
It takes you 20 seconds just to get to the foul line. Pitching change. We're in the 7th inning with the Angels up 3-0. Carlos Perez, the Angels with a total of 6 hits. Escobar with a double, and of course Trout with his first home run. That was in the 6th inning against Sonny Gray, a 2-run shot that made it 3-0. Right-hander Ryan Dole takes over on the mound. Native of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Just 26 years of age. Made his major league debut last year. He was the A's organizational pitcher of the year. 13 games last year with Oakland. This is 5th this year. Escobar pops up the first pitch. Infield fly rule is called. Yonder Alonso will put it away for out number 2.
You see Dole has that good moving fastball. He's around 90 to 93, 94 range. Slider, very good slider, and occasional changeup.
Pretty quick rise for the youngster. 32nd round pick in 2012. Mentioned this being his 5th game. He's got 4 innings, 5 strikeouts, no walks, not allowed a hit or a run. He'll face Daniel Nava. Nava 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He's also scored. Perez at second, Pennington at first. First one in for a strike.
It's a pretty good changeup.
Not a big guy either. 5'9". That's what he's listed at.
Between his changeup and slider, that's about 45 to 46% of his pitches, according to Fangraphs, are going to be all speed.
How did that not hit him?
I thought it even sounded like it hit him. Talk about a baseball trying to find the body. Just missed his leg. A lot of room on that left side of the infield for Nava.
One. Foul back. 1-2.
Got away with that hanging changeup right out over the plate. Dole knew that, as you can see by his reaction.
Well, other game being played right now is up in Seattle. Texas leading the Mariners 4-1. That game's in the 7th. It's 3-0 Angels. All 3 runs coming in the 6th inning. 1-2 on the way. That hit him. That got him on the left arm. And they'll load it up for Trout.
Well, he's been stepped on and now hitting the hand also. But clearly not trying to hit Nava, especially with Mike Trout coming up and what he did his last at-bat back in the 6th inning against Sonny Gray. A little 2-seam fastball. Not the 2-iron, but the 1-iron he brought out to drive that one out of the ballpark.
Craig Gentry is going to pinch a run for Nava at first base. He'll stay in the game and play left.
Nice game for Nava. Big RBI single. Got that rolling first run of the game. Back in the 6th inning before Trout's 2-run home run.
First one is in for a strike.
Attention, please. Number 3, Craig Gentry. Running.
Trout last year with the bases loaded 3 for 4 with 2 grand slams.
That's pretty good batting average, isn't it?
Yeah. Perez at third, Pennington at second, Gentry at first. 3-0. Halos, 7th inning, 2 outs.
All these sliders Dole throws too. You got to be aware of that if you're Carlos Perez at third base.
Trout saw Dole last year. He was 1 for 2. Fouled off to the right. One ball, 2 strikes. Stephen Vogt. Talk things over with Dole. Young Angel fan came up with the foul ball, and he gets booed here at the Coliseum. 1-2 on the way. Called strike 3. Trout can't believe it. And the Angels leave them loaded. Larry Vanover rings up Trout for the second time tonight. Stretch time, 3-0 Halos. Of the 7th here at Oakland. First of 3 against the Oakland Athletics. Take a look at the upcoming trip for the Angels. Brought to Honda. 2 more here at Oakland. A night game tomorrow. A day game on Wednesday. Off to Minnesota. After an off day on Thursday, night game on Friday, back-to-back day game Saturday, Sunday, then a 4-game series against the White Sox beginning Monday. That's 2 night games and 2 day games.
And Minnesota lost their home opener today. A little snow before the game too. I think Minnesota.
0-7.
Yes.
Salas back out on the mound. Marcus Semien, the batter. First pitch in for a strike. Jose Alvarez, the lefty, is up and loosening now for the Angels. They Coco Crisp, a switch hitter, on deck, and then Coughlin, left-handed batter, who's in the hole right now. No balls and 2 strikes. Semien, fly ball to left in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. All 3 runs for the Angels occurring in the top of the 6th inning.
Fastball, changeup, followed by a slider so far in this at bat for Salas against Semien. Now you have him set up. If you can paint the outside corner with a fastball, you might be able to get him.
Went upstairs to the fastball.
He tried that outer part of the plate, and Carlos's target was down though. A high fastball away allows a hitter to protect mode and flare that into right field. A fastball down in the outside corner, very difficult to make contact against.
Down goes Semien. There's out number 1 to start the 7th. Mike Scioscia's come out with 1 out here, and Coco Crisp coming up. A pitching change. It's 3-0 Angels.
here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Fernando Salas out of the game. An excellent effort tonight from Fernando Salas as Jose Alvarez taking over. This will be his 4th game of the season so far, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless baseball with 3 strikeouts. Solid season last year for the Angels. 64 games, 4-3 with a 3.49 ERA for Jose Alvarez.
They'll force Coco Crisp to spin around to hit from the right side. Billy Butler has come out to the on-deck circle. He would pinch hit for Coghlan. Coco is 1 for 3. He tripled in the 5th inning. Cued foul. Nice effort. We've had 2 nice efforts by the right fielders tonight. Cole almost came up with that ball that Crisp hit, throwing that glove up at the last second. Went off of it, and Reddick, the diving attempt, the ball that Escobar hit, eventually led to the double and started the rally for the Angels. Off-speed pitch down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chopper foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good life in the fastball for Alvarez. Good sweeping breaking ball, but his fastball is 90-93 range. So good late movement on it also.
Two foul back. Oakland has Liam Hendriks getting ready in the bullpen, the right-handed.
Some power arms out of their bullpen. This bullpen has been very good for Oakland.
Native of Perth, Australia. Way on the other side, the west side. Coco pulls on a left, a base hit. Elevated fastball. 1 out single puts a speedy base runner on board, and Butler coming up. Butler so far this year 3 for 10 with a couple of doubles. He's a guy that could certainly hit into a double play.
That's the mindset you have to be for your Jose Alvarez, thinking in terms of changing speeds. Get him out in front of a changeup or a curveball, get a ground ball to Simmons.
Hit into 26 double plays last year. Second season with the hit 251 last year with 15 home runs, 65 RBIs. They're signing an off-season deal. Pulled over to third. Escobar, Pennington, ring him up, hitting over. 7 complete. The Halos up 3-0.
divisional rivals. No, seriously, the Angels broke a scoreless tie in the 6th inning to get us where we are right now. Coming up on the SoCal Mazda Dealers post-game report, wait until you see what Mike Trout did and how your Angels starter outdealed Sonny Gray. Plus, who is that new guy at first base? Nice glove. Defense playing with some extra confidence tonight, and so is the A's bullpen guys. They were named Major League Baseball's bullpen of opening week.
Yeah, they certainly have been very, very good. That's the reason why Oakland coming into this game, one game over 500. Their bullpen has been very good. Team ERA, very good so far, 2.39, but the bullpen has been big for them so far.
Hendricks, 27-year-old, originally with the Minnesota Twins. Last year with the Toronto Blue Jays, pitched in 58 games, was 5-0 with a 2.92 ERA. Facing Albert Pujols. First pitch swinging, fouls it back.
Hendricks has a good arm out of the bullpen where the average fastball 92-96 range. Slider, curve, occasional changeup.
Pujols, Calhoun, and Crone for the Angels here in the 8th. Albert tonight 0 for 2. A fly ball to center, a walk, and a strikeout.
Like Jeannie mentioned, a couple really good defensive plays at first base tonight. First start of the year at that position.
Henderson, his big league career, 8-15 with a 5.22 ERA. Breaking pitch, and foul. He was a starter when the Twins first signed him and brought him to the big leagues. It's exclusively used from the bullpen last year. Matter of fact, back in 2014, he was with Toronto and Kansas City. 9 games, 6 starts. Certainly flourished in that role last year out of the pen. 1-2 pitch. That's out towards center field. Now to get down for a leadoff single.
Using that middle of the field to pitch upstairs in the strike zone, upper part of the strike zone. Good swing by Albert. The ball well his first at bat where Coco Crisp ran down a shot. He hit the center field. And most times when you talk to guys that love to play a position besides the designated hitter role, they're into the game more, the flow of the game when you're playing first base for Albert.
Especially in this ballpark. First one to Cole, fouled back. The reason I say that is because in this ballpark, limited availability on the bench. It's not a huge dugout. There's no real access to tunnels underneath where you can set up a tee and just kind of stay sharp. Hitting cages are out beyond center field fence. So if Albert's going to have a choice, he's going to want to play in this ballpark as opposed to sitting around and just waiting to DH.
Yeah, it's a long walk.
Active.
It's a long walk back up to the clubhouse, even on a stationary bike to stay loose.
Correct.
Bo keeps his pitch right in front of him. Way in the rib area. And very difficult play, especially that far out in front.
One ball, one strike on Cole. He's 1 for 3 today. Base hit in the second inning at bat.
Mel will go through a series of signs. This is certainly not one of those spots where you would think on a 2-1 count. A lot of other times maybe run, but certainly not in this spot.
That's drilled out to left field. It's going to hang up for Davis. Makes the catch. Well struck by Cole, going the opposite way. 1 down.
Yeah, it's a very good swing. You're going to go back there and it ends up being an out, but you got to love that swing and approach he had to be able to hit the ball that hard the other way.
C.J. Cron up. He's 0 for 3. Halos have Joe Smith getting ready in the bullpen. We'll get the 8th. Reddick, Valencia, and Vogt 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Athletics. Cron with 3 fly ball outs. Albert takes off, and he had a running start. So he gets the first stolen base of the year for the Angels.
As well he should. That's perfect. Running start, he had a big lead, high leg kick from Hendricks, and a good decision right there by C.J. Cron to let that one go. Now you have an opportunity with Albert in scoring position. Can't wait to talk to Albert tomorrow and say, hey, you lead the team in stolen bases.
Yeah.
It'll give you a, yeah, I do.
Kurt Young's out to pay a visit here.
Huge lead. And this starts to go. No chance. Albert looking in knowing there's no throw going to be coming.
It's pretty simple. You pick up a pattern with Hendricks. You see him as he's coming to the stretch position to set. He looks over his right shoulder, which is an untraditional way of looking over. And the minute he looks away, you're gone.
I remember back in the day, Carlton Fisk used to do that very well. This kind of drift out there, and if you didn't pay attention to him, it's most times you're not going to. Just walk into second base and get in a scoring position.
2-1 count on Cron. Hendricks, a new addition to the bullpen. John Axford, Ryan Madsen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. CJ expanding his zone, chasing what would have been ball 3.
And when you're struggling as a hitter, and you can see that's what CJ is doing right now. He's kind of the old thing we talk about on the bench. You're just swinging at the thrown ball. You're not looking at a spot or a zone you want to make contact. As soon as that baseball's out of the pitcher's hand, you're just starting to bat.
Back to the mound. Pujols will take third. Hendricks thought about throwing over there. They had him. Albert ends up at third base. There are 2 outs.
I think Albert saw Ricky Henderson here today working out with the Oakland A's with their outfielders, inspired by Ricky.
Big if there's a wild pitch. Add some runs here.
Get a gift run.
Andrelton Simmons up, hitless so far tonight. Flares this one down the right field line. This could be trouble, and it goes foul. No balls and a strikeout, Simmons. This one will flare in. That's going to fall in for a base hit and an RBI. 4-0 Angels.
Oh, Nature Boy. Ric Flair flared in there for a base hit RBI. And because of Pujols stealing second, advancing to third on the ground ball, scores easily on that little flare. Jammed him. but placed perfectly. And then the outfield for an RBI single for Simmons, a big at-home run.
First RBI for Simmons as an Angel. Carlos Perez has had a 2-hit game with a single and a double. Grounds this one to second base. Jed Lowry's there. The Halos are done here in the 8th. They add a run on the single by Andrelton. Simmons will hit to the bottom of the 8th inning. Joe Smith coming on to relief with the Angels up 4-0. Nothing. Bottom of the 8th here at the Coliseum. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Want to remind you can follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat App. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game, video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball, for your phone or your tablet. She's on it right now. Yes. I said Joe Smith who's coming on in relief, but he's not. It's Jose Alvarez remaining in the game, and he gets Reddick to pop one up. Third base side, foul territory. Escobar can't get there. He had plenty of time to get over there and turn around. And instead of out number 1, it's no balls and a strike.
Yeah, almost as if he was waiting at some point for somebody to call him off, whether it be Gentry or somehow Simmons would make his way. He can cover some ground, but he can't go that far. That's one of those plays you feel pretty comfortable getting it out with, but unable to do so.
That's a gift out in this ballpark. Reddick's been on board 3 times with a double, a single, and an intentional walk. One ball, one strike. Alvarez came into the ball game with 1 out of the 7th inning, gave up a single to Chris, but then got Butler, the pinch hitter, grounded in the inning-ending double play. That is out toward right. Just got underneath it on the hanging breaking ball. 1 down.
I do like what Mike Scioscia was thinking in terms of keeping Alvarez out there for Reddick. You know, remember when Tony La Russa used to be the manager here, when Dennis Eckersley, on his way to the Hall of Fame, was excellent closing games, but he also had Rick Honeycutt would face that tough lefty a lot of times to start the 9th inning, and then Eckersley would finish it up.
Valencia drives one out to center field. Trout racing back, and he will make the catch. At night, that part of the ballpark, you got to hit it a long way. That is out number 2.
It's a great route by Trout. Good first step, cut that one off. Hit well by Valencia, but a solid defensive play by Trout.
So 2 outs, nobody on. And it's Stephen Vogt. Joe Smith back up now and loosening. There's Joe. Joe's pitched 3 games so far. Vogt takes a strike. A single, a pop-up, and a walk for Stephen Vogt. It's a 1-for-2 night. A little bit high. The acquisition of Jose Alvarez late in spring training has been a good one for the Angels. It cost him Andrew Romine. Alvarez coming over from the Tigers. Flipped out, foul, and it's 1-2.
He's really fitting well in Mike Scioscia's bullpen. A lot of confidence. He's been a starter, so give you length out of the bullpen. Earlier in spring training, the number of media members were asking, what is his role going to be? Is this that situational lefty? And he goes, no, he can be that guy, but he also can give me some length out of the bullpen. We're seeing that here so far in the night.
Down goes Vogt, 1-2-3 inning for Jose Alvarez as he works an inning in 2/3. We head to the 9th. 3-0 Angels. The top of the 9th inning. Hey folks, Fox Sports West and Prime Ticket are bringing fans April Mayhem presented by House of Imports. NHL, NBA playoffs around the corner. The start of baseball, of course. The best way to describe the month is mayhem. During April and May, fans are encouraged to share their passion with photos using hashtag April Mayhem. Liam Hendricks back out for his 2nd inning of work. He is scheduled to face 9-1-2 Pennington, Escobar, and Gentry. With Pennington 0-for-2, double play ball, strikeout and a walk. Fastball right down the pipe for a strike. Rolled foul. There's D. Saraceno. Just Alfredo Griffin. Hands on hips.
We were giving him some love last night, saying he had a good play at home. Using that right hand, bare hand play.
No chance.
No. Veteran move right there. It's a big run that Albert helped create stealing a base, going to third on a ground ball back to the pitcher. He scored on the flare single by Simmons. Trout has had himself a game too. That 2-run home run, his first of the season. Also an outstanding defensive play that last inning.
Out to left field. Now they'll get down for a base hit. So Pennington is on board, a leadoff single. Third hit allowed by Hendricks. Bring up Yunel Escobar.
Now batting, number 6, Yunel Escobar.
9 hits for the Angels so far.
We're coming in the game, team batting average of 200. So that's a pretty good swings tonight, especially when you're facing a guy like Sonny Gray. You don't have many opportunities to square up a baseball, but a couple of them have been squared up, including the one by Escobar to get it rolling in the 6th.
Escobar bounces this one to Lowry. Flips it to Semien for 1. Double play. Second one the Angels have hit into tonight. Base is clear now for Craig Gentry. Gentry up for his first plate appearance. Take over as a pinch runner for Daniel Nava in the 7th. Craig 3 for 11 so far with the Angels, a double and 2 runs batted in. Former Oakland Athletic himself.
I asked him today, did he like playing here? And he said he did. I said, but what about all the foul territory you had to cover? He goes, yeah, I had to be in pretty good shape to be able to play in the outfield here.
Spent most of last year at AAA with Oakland. One ball, one strike. Now I got the start in left field. Ended up going 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored. Gave the Angels a 1-0 lead in the 6th to that base hit before Trout hit the 2-run blast out to left center. 1-1. 1-2. Nick Tropiano, first start of the year, went 5 innings plus 1 batter. No runs, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. 1 was intentional. Fernando Salas a scoreless inning in the 3rd. Alvarez worked a scoreless inning in 2/3. Gentry goes down swinging, and we will head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Joe Smith is loosening. Maybe this time he'll come into the game. Angels up 4-0. Finish this one off, non-safe situation in the bottom of the 9th inning. Takes over for Jose Alvarez went an inning and 2/3, 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout for Alvarez. Joe's pitched in 3 games, 2 2/3 so far as innings worked. He's got Lowry, Davis, and Alonso for the Oakland A's, barring any pinch hitters. Lowry takes low. 1 for 3 game for the second baseman, singled in the 6th inning. This one pulled to right field and leadoff single for the Athletics.
Now batting left fielder, number 2, Davis.
Houston Street getting up now in the bullpen for Mike Scioscia.
Davis looks at a strike. The left fielder's 1 for 2 with an infield base hit, a fly to right, and a double play ball. Hit one sharply in the 6th inning off Salas. A right to Yanel Escobar. No balls, 2 strikes. Game in Seattle into the 9th now. Texas leading that one 7-3. Colby Lewis, 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits. Ground ball right side. Pennington's got it. They get the out at first as Lowry advances to second. 1 down.
Yeah, especially at this point of the game, you're looking for outs. Pennington thought about the throw to second, but you just want to get that out at first base, this shore out. Nice play by Cliff.
It almost looked as if maybe he was thinking about going to the lead runner.
That's a long throw thrown against your body, taken out here at this point of the game.
Yonder Alonso at the plate, 0 for 3 tonight. A couple strikeouts and a fly ball to left field.
By the way, another couple hits for Mazzara for Texas today. Again, saw him yesterday.
5 hits in his first 2 big league games.
That little 2-seamer brings it back. Inside corner, does not get the call.
Lazar is on his way to establishing a new hit record, breaking Ichiro's single season mark. He's on that pace. And
he is right now.
1 out, 1 on. A man in scoring position for Oakland. The Angels getting 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th. Now, conversation here between Carlos and Joe. Two balls, 1 strike. Three and 1 now. Houston Street's ready to go if necessary. chasing what probably been ball 4.
A little late movement on that pitch, but well off the outside corner.
Pulled down the line, foul. Another 3-2. This one out to center field. Trout back a couple of steps, will put it away for the second out.
They're falling behind in the count, came back, utilized that big part of the field against Alonso for Joe Smith getting the second out of the inning as Trout runs that one down.
Marcus Semien, the batter, with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Angels trying to take game 1 against Oakland. Semien looks at a strike. A shortstop 0 for 3 with a fly to left, a couple strikeouts. Hits this one through the right side. It's a base hit. Colcomb's charging in, being waved around as Lowry. The throw to the plate is not in time. An RBI single for Marcus Semien, and it's a 4-1 Angels lead.
Real close play at the plate. Real good throw by Cole. As he charged that one well, as now he goes around third base. And just gets the hand in before the tag is applied. So she's going to go to the bullpen now. Looks like with Houston Street ready.
That's going to be it for Joe Smith, unable to get the third out and complete the shutout. Man in scoring position. Houston Street called upon. We got our pitching change here in the 9th. Parks having allowed a run on a couple of hits, and with property standing at second base, and Marcus Semien, who picked up the RBI, his second of the season. Houston Street on in relief here to face Coco Crisp. Houston with 1 win and 1 save so far. Coco 2 for 4 tonight with a triple and a single. He's also struck out and tried to bunt his way on. Former Oakland Athletic in Houston Street. Coco looks at a strike. Billy Butler on deck. Downstairs, evens the count, and 1 ball, 1 strike. Halos with 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They've stranded 7. Oakland with a run on 10 hits, no errors. They've also stranded 7 so far. Two balls and a strike.
We've seen that a lot from Houston, trying to go upstairs with his fastball. But basically, why he's doing it, just set up something all speed down and away now.
That'll leave it a count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Simeon, pretty good lead at second base with 2 outs. The 2-2. Coco lays off and a full count.
He's got underneath that changeup, dropped his elbow and created that arm angle with to elevate that changeup with the wrist.
Straight trying to close it out for the Halos. 3-2. This one out to left field. Gentry moving back is there. He'll put it away, light that baby up as the Angels take the first one to start the road trip. The final 4-1.
Another solid all-around game, some solid defense, some great pitching once again. A 2-run home run by Mike Trout. Big game all around. Like Socialist Club playing some excellent baseball here. The first game of this long road trip. And Albert Pujols playing first base had a big game, including stealing a base. Angels win this one 4-1. Great to see that from the fellows here. That long road trip starting off on the right way.
Nick Tropiano picks up the victory. He's 1-0 on the season. Houston Street notches the save. It's his second of the year. You mentioned the Mike Trout home run. His first of the year, a 2-run shot. Nava and Simmons with RBIs. They're first wearing the Angels uniform.